an incident has happened that I have quietly observed throughout the week. Now, I'm talking about a hotel incident involving our own colleague, Seidu Adamu. Now, it is reported, and Seidu himself has corroborated the reports. In fact, he has spoken openly about it on his socials, that before the Black Stars' first game, he was assaulted by one of the officials of the Black Stars. The person has been identified as the team's security.
He's a member of the security detail.
The member of the security detail of the Black Stars. He has assaulted Seidu Adamu, and as things stand now, it's almost a week since the said incident.
Yes.
And as things stand, the Ghana Football Association have not said a single word about the incident. First of all, I mean, even if the said person is not a member of the GFA security detail, if a journalist is assaulted outside this country and you are the FA and they are traveling or they are in your presence to cover a Ghana-related game or a Ghana game, in solidarity, the right thing to do is to speak up about it, release a statement,
Official statement.
condemn it, and then find the person, hand them over to the authorities and ensure that this does not happen again. I want to ask the FA that, look, if journalists will come to games or to cover GFA related programs and will be subjected to this type of treatment, who will want to cover your events? If we are going to be beaten, we are going to be harassed. I mean, it doesn't even matter if it is verbally. Even if it is verbal, it is bad enough.
Yeah.
If we are going to be harassed, we are going to be beaten, we are going to be manhandled, why should we show up to cover your events? And look, I say that the silence of the FA as things stand now is an endorsement of the violence that has taken place.
They were there, they saw it, they supported it, they were behind it.
I don't know about even behind it, but I'm saying.
But the point is that
if
you had FA members,
they were there.
In there, they saw what happened.
My checks even told me that they were telling the guy to attack.
That's what that you.
And I said my checks.
Okay.
We don't even know
Whatever.
that.
We are just
Checks.
saying that if you are there, not saying anything is tacit approval
Yeah.
of such misconduct.
Your inactions.
A few weeks ago, when our very good friends, the citizens of this land of ours, went on the street to protest.
Yep.
When they did the hashtag Occupy Trinity House demonstration. And shout outs to everybody who went for a second. Shout outs to the Shukura 8. God bless you guys. And people wanted prominent people to speak, and they did not speak. For those who did not understand why people were called out and names were mentioned and they said blah, 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 you need to understand something. And it was a lesson I also learned. And I'll quote something from the Spider-Man movie.
With great power comes
With great power comes great responsibility.
Yep.
Yeah.
What does it mean? It means that when you are in a position of power, the weight of your work is higher and much more than the ordinary person.
Thank you.
So as FA officials who witnessed, it doesn't matter whether it was a Ghana game, a Costa Rica game, a Spain game, or a Mali game. This is somebody who is being assaulted physically.
Yep.
By your employer.
You are supposed to say something. You are supposed to do something. And you are supposed to do something because, one, there's a human life at stake. The first thing.
Yep.
The second thing is because you are a leader. And as a leader, you have to lay down the law.
Yeah.
So it is absolutely disappointing seeing that days, almost a week after this incident, the GFA has not formally said anything that we condemn this act and will support the authorities to find out who did this. Because the journalist who was assaulted, he didn't go to KFC to get assaulted. He came to the Black Stars team hotel. So at that point, everything there was under the purview and control of the Ghana Football Association.
Thank you. And also, Nathan, I've taken notice that SWAG, through its president, Kwabena Yeboah, have released a statement.
Yes.
I think that statement is inadequate. I think that statement is lightweight. And I think that statement does not in any way protect journalists from the future of, or from a future that involves these type of incidents. Look, as for Swag,
maybe you won't say it the way I would say.
No, hold on, Coach. I'm coming there.
That is the most useless statement.
I'm coming there, Coach. I'm coming there, Coach. I'm coming there. Look, yeah. Somebody who has
what?
Nathan, and you and I've always told you, look, Swag for me, they are just an institution in flux. They're just existing. All they do, no, it's true.
Why?
Oh no, it's true. All they do is organize awards night. That is all they do. That is all they really do. What do they do?
See them
Swag is supposed to be championing the cause of writers in this country.
Yes.
Please tell me a writer. I want a writer anywhere to text me what Swag has done to give them a boost in their career. I want to know. I really want to know.
I know that Swag will have elections very soon. To the people who want to contest whatever position, this is
I are unopposed, can it be?
Oh, a lot of unopposed.
This is what I will say as somebody, as a let's say I'm part of the body, so I'll say so. Then going forward, we expect a lot more from the institution.
Institution or what?
And that's why I'm saying that I hope they are doing elections. I hope that the people who get elected or re-elected or whatever, they will do a lot more. And I think Seidu's case it should be a test and a trigger.
Nathan, do you know how serious it is? I will say it. You have the Swag president more or less begging Seidu not to press charges. That is how damning it is.
This is Seidu's account.
This is I've spoken to Seidu myself. This is what Seidu told me. He said you have the Swag president begging Seidu, pleading with him, trying to get him to understand why he shouldn't press charges.
That's your typical Ghana behavior.
I wish. I don't wish anybody to assault me physically. Look, I'm telling you, I wish I was the one being assaulted in the US. No more. Shkopadie in California or America. Keto Kreko and his people will come and they will leave the two of us there and we'll see who will eventually come to Ghana. Because what was Seidu's crime? Seidu just went there at the invitation of a friend. And then he felt that, or he saw the FA people. So let me just go and say hello to these people.
Yeah.
He respected the fact that these are the people running our football. So after greeting you,
all
people,
of that, and then
all of that,
a gentleman appears and says that you can't be here.
A gentleman.
He says the guy is almost 300 pounds big.
Yes. You've not seen everybody. Go and look at the guy who took the picture of Son Heung-min.
Oh, that's the gentleman.
That's the guy.
The guy who was breaking protocol to take pictures when he shouldn't have.
That is the guy who did that. And what?
But hold on. I thought national team security detail was the
responsibility.
Was supposed to be national security.
It tells you how weak the sports minister is.
It means that they've done away with the national security thing, and now they have their own security
guiding our team. And therefore, if you are a Ghanaian and you sit on radio like I said, look, I am their biggest critics. Everybody in Ghana know that Aseke to Kreku administration is bad for Ghana football. They should make the attempt. That is the only thing. I work alone, I do everything. But the day any member of Ketu Kreku make the attempt to assault me, Coach Nimley, that will be the end of Ketu Kreku. I'm saying it here on CTF because you cannot be beating people left, right, center.
And this is not the first incident.
Yes.
No, but journalists have been assaulted at stadia.
Is it Nabila?
Yeah, moved out.
And nothing came out of it. What sort of life is this? What sort of behavior is this?
At this point, we need to advise ourselves about attending GFA related programs. I'm serious.
Especially Black Stars.
People like you. You will continue to grow and grow and grow in the business.
We need to advise
because
ourselves.
You need until the FA comes out with a statement. Make sure
the FA
has proper charges cannot be quiet against the guy.
Cannot be
Swag should be telling every sports journalist in this country under its umbrella to boycott every FA. Because look, today It was Seidu.
Yeah.
Tomorrow
it could be
Nketia.
It could be the president of
It
swag.
could be the
himself.
president of swag.
No, you see, I think that this is like Nathan
no,
mentioned.
no.
Look, this is a big litmus test for swag as an entity. Look, you can't just exist and be issuing statements and be doing awards. Like, you are bigger than that as a body. You are supposed to be intellectually driving the scene of journalists. That's what you're supposed to be
Let's
doing.
say
You are
I am there
mediating for
and
us.
somebody out of nowhere comes to
Smacks you,
assault the swag president in my presence. No, there are ethics here in Ghana. I will not allow anybody to beat an elderly person in my
your
presence.
presence.
No matter how weak I am,
Yep.
I will go and try and make sure that that will never happen. Then as president, having beaten Seidu, look, I just spoke to Seidu. He said he's still experiencing what? Neck pains.
Of course,
neck
of
pains.
course his
I
neck
just
will be
spoke to him.
hurting.
He said, Coach, my neck is still paining me. Then you are conniving, trying to corner him not to press charges.
Ben, just a quick
Let
one.
me- yeah.
Ben, just a quick one.
Yeah.
You see, I always say that sport, and it's a well-known phenomenon, that sport is a reflection of society, or it's a subset of society.
Yeah.
What do we see in our society, especially from the political class? Last 2 weeks, it was members or people who identify with NPP storming
A media house.
a media house,
Completely misbehaving.
completely messing up. The following week, our own colleague, Akosi Ochiri, she was attacked by NDC people whilst covering their event.
Yes. You see?
So,
Now, Ghana
when
is to Akosia to a mini, actually, I know mini. I've been left him alone.
I think that yes,
the
the video is there.
investigation, yes, the
Investigating.
commence investigation. So when I see these things happening with the GFA, I am not surprised because they act in line with what is happening in the grand scheme of things.
Yep.
And it will always go back to President Keto Kweku. It will always go back to him because do you think that an employee of Keto Kweku or to an extension the GFA, if the top brass has a posture, has narratives or rhetorics that is welcoming to what you consider as detractors or people who do not side with them on issues,
they will quickly
on
associate themselves with those
policies. Do you think that if that member of that security detail, if he did not see Keto Kweku use his left hand and point it towards his head whilst insulting a legend of the game,
Joseph Ado,
do you think that if that member of that security detail cannot see, when he sees the posture of the president, of the close associate with him, if he sees their posture and he sees that no, these guys, they just do not like people who are on the other side, do you think he would have he wouldn't have the confidence and that temerity
to go and
and
beat
that
somebody in America.
audacity
To go and beat somebody in America. Hey,
No, Ben, if you are welcoming, why would an employee
somebody who you employ, your
get that
employee
confidence
I say-
to go and strike another person, a journalist?
out of Ghana, outside
You
of
get
Ghana,
it?
in the US of all places.
So it all points back to the GFA president, and it's like I said, it's an extension of the grander scale
like we're
scale
saying
of
here,
things.
Muftau Nabila was attacked.
No, actually,
Nothing happened. to
nothing
him.
happened.
Nothing moved.
Look, you see, when I heard the Muftau thing, I said, hey,
Yeah.
in my fire,
Yeah.
nobody said anything.
Nothing.
And
They
it's
say
like-
empathy, no.
and every time that you see the Black Stars players and you try to get close to them to interact
see
with
you
them,
as
it's as
enemies.
if you are a virus. It's like you are COVID 2.0. And you watch the mix zone, the post game conferences of American players when they beat us 4-0. A lot of players were lined up and they were just talking with them. Look at Nigeria, our brothers in Nigeria. They were sitting in a hotel lounge.
And their journalists were coming around and interacting.
Just
and
interacting with them.
these are the same people who turn around and say we should bring back the
The
love.
love.
Who bring which love? This is bad love. Nobody will associate
You see,
himself with bad love.
I think, look, the FA, every day, look, I don't think anybody likes being criticized on a daily basis.
Look,
Everybody wants
for me,
good
love.
PR. Everybody wants love. Everybody wants their brand that they are building to be uplifted. We all love our Black Stars, but you see, if you keep doing these things with our national team, everyone else will only put curses on your head.
Yes.
Will turn around and walk away from the national. Because honestly, at this point, there is nothing attractive about this national team.
No.
The fact that Ghanaians even have the willpower to stay up to watch your games at midnight and 2 a.m. should tell you that despite all the evils that you have been doing to run, despite all the evils that you've been doing to run this national team into the ground, we are still holding on to our national team.
Then that's what
every single time you give us a reason not to support.
The national team, right, represents our dreams,
Of course, Nathan.
our hopes,
Of course.
our aspirations,
Our future.
and and who we are.
Charlie.
Ben, and who we listen, Ben, let me tell you something. When you go to tournaments, right?
Yeah.
And you watch how passionate people are when they see their countries, then they are absolutely in love with their country. Even countries that are ranked 268 on the FIFA rankings, when their citizens watch them on TV, they are excited. Go to England. What kind of heartbreak having the Three Lions giving to their fans? Every time they play at Wembley, the place is full. Because you see, apart from the thing being a sport,
It's a representation.
It's a representation of who they are.
Charlie.
If it works for those 11, 15, 18, 23 players on the pitch, it works for all of us. All of us sitting around this table. We all know when times were good for the Black Stars. We all benefited.
People would even benefit of the name of Samoa Gyan.
People smiled at us. People opened doors for us.
Yeah.
People were nice to us simply because a national team did well.
Yeah.
You look at the.
We are waiting for the statement.
You look at
My last
our
point.
press freedom index in this world. Ghana is ranked 9th in Africa, behind Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso that isn't governed by a democracy, it's governed by military men who came to power by going through a coup. We are ranked 9th. We are ranked behind Burkina Faso. As at 2017, we were number 1 in Africa. Now we are 9th. In the world, we are 62nd. As at 2017, we were ranked as high as 23rd.
You mean we are backpedaling?
We are backpedaling. No. And so we need to fix things right, and we need to get things right, especially when it comes to the treatment of journalists. And for the GFA, utterly disappointed that up until this point in time, no official statement has been made.
You know what I think? I don't think a statement will come.
No, the statement will not come because they have somebody who is spilling beans and lying on the internet. You understand? On social media, he's lying that he's virtually trying to blame Seidu Adamu for what happened. And let me tell him, I'll mention his name.
Seidu has mentioned his name.
Asante. You were not the only person who was there. We've spoken to so many people who were there. So please, today it is Seidu. I will not ever sit here and I said the day Keto Kreku exit, when you exit, leave that position. I will never support anybody coming after you because you are no more or no longer in power. I will equally condemn it. What I'm saying, I will do the same.
Yeah.
Maybe even more. Seidu says his neck is still paining him. Henry, ke onye menu Seidu we obaka he no male ye. Malemo Yehowa ba jobo.